all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, no, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want. Yeah, you don't want problems. Young, black, and gifted, Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't panic surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke, no. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. I say you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. How fit to be the boss? Let me find out my team.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Hey, 31!
From the 27, Watson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Reset. Check. Walk with the foot. Alert.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 2nd down now. It's Grant, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Tighten up.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to take a shot for the ends. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
All right. 180. Get in the weight room.
This is Marlon Mack, 3rd-year running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's the 2nd-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Here's Hines. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Ready, round 80. Mark 45. Load it. Load it. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
On third down, it's Hines. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Taylor. And some room to run now. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Colts.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go. Come on, fellas.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score,
180.
10-7.
Not 180.
Colts, nothing.
Got you, son. I got you, son. Check safety.
On first down, Hines. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Watch out. Rush in.
Now a give, right side. It's Hines. He's to the 10. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 20 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. He'll buy some time right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. 30, the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans push further out in front.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Hines. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh,
or the
too.
Whole turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in real.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. It gets intercepted.
Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, it's Hines. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Colts have taken the lead. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Yeah, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
He's brought down back at the 16-yard line.
He wasn't ready. 54.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Watson now to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Temple, Rocky Sin. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And fresh off the pick six. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Faking the give. Now Watson steps away. Wide open receiver, complete. That one goes for 30 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a piece.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to fight defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. Watson now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Running right, this is Freeman. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. Got a man open, it's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Gostkowski the extra point, and this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now Rivers looking deep for Hilton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit. Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter. I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half. Let's see if they do just that.
Watch the slant.
On second down now, it's Taylor trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there. Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They will run with Grant. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Back to throw, Watson. And that's complete to Cooks. The end result, 21 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll run on first down. Freeman. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. Freeman again. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Mike 27, Mike 27.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 22-yard line.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. And this one's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And that'll make it 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
He's crashing. Mike 54. Mike 54.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
On first down, Taylor. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On second down, it's Hines. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Back now in Houston, it's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the fourth. On third down, Rivers. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. This is Grant. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They go back to Grant, and he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
They'll run on first down. Freeman. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans have retaken the lead. A big spot now for the Texans as they'll try for 2.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now it's Hines. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now a give right side. It's Taylor. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Rivers to throw for it on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. On 1st down. It's Grant, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll keep it on the ground. Grant, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Rip left, rip left. 54's Mike, 54's Mike. Yo, 54! No chance. 54!
Now Watson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Ronald Johnson, the rookie out of Kentucky. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. It's a give to Freeman running right. Freeman a first down and more. Touchdown, Houston. Devontae Freeman. His second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
79. That's track. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey. It's going to be a long day.
From the 30 on second down, Rivers. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They'll run on first down. It's Hines. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.